30 to 15. The rest of the list was Ed Sheeran, Beyonce and Jay-Z, Pink, U2, The Rolling Stones, Kenny Chesney, and Journey/Def Leppard. They were tied at 10.
Stones are still touring.
It was their farewell tour. Continued for like 4 years. All right, so recap again. Tom's at 30, Brian's at 15. Here's one for you, Brian. Top 10 American golfers of earnings in the 2019 tour thus far.
2019 tour?
Correct.
Yeah, and that they can be any nationality.
American golfers.
Okay.
Way to listen.
Thus far. Okay. So I got one.
Go ahead.
That would be Matt Kuchar.
Correct.
I'll try Tiger Woods.
Correct.
I'll try Justin Thomas.
Incorrect. Strike one.
Phil Mickelson.
Incorrect. Strike one for Tom.
I will try Xander Schauffele.
Correct. Brian gets up to 25.
I'll try Brooks Koepka.
Correct. Good job, Tom. Brings Tom to 40 points.
I'll try Gary Woodland.
Correct. Brings Brian to 30.
I'll go with Lee Trevino.
Incorrect. Strike one for Tom.
Give me three if you want that. Out of my golfers, I was going to go with Happy Gilmore.
Strike one for Tom. Go ahead, Brian.
I will go with Dustin Johnson.
Correct. Brian's now at 35. To Tom's at 40.
Davis Love the third.
Incorrect. Strike two.
How many strikes am I at?
One.
One. Okay. And it's American-born golfers.
Yes.
Oof. I'm running out of American-born golfers.
That's a shame.
This is a crying shame. I'm going to go with Kevin Kistner.
Incorrect. Strike two.
How many have we gotten so far?
You've gotten 6. There are 4 remaining. Tom, down to your third and final strike.
I'll go Charles Schwartzel.
Not American. And strike 3. Tom, you are out, as they say in the old ball game. Brian, down to your third and final strike.
I'm going to go with Jordan Spieth.
Incorrect. Third strike. The remaining portion of the list was Patrick Cantlay, Ches Reavie. I am really disappointed you did not get Ricky Fowler and Tony Finau.
I should have gotten Ricky and Tony.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys would get Patrick or Ches, but...
Fun fact, I once went golfing.
All right. After the fourth list, the score is Tom at 40, Brian at 35. Good job closing the gap there, Brian.
Thank you.
Final list here. Name the top 10 wars or conflict ranked based on U.S. military death toll. Go ahead, Tom.
I'll start with the U.S. Civil War.
Correct.
I guess I'm going to go with World War II.
Correct.
Take World War One.
All right, Brian.
I will go with the Vietnam War.
Correct. Score is now 50 Tom, 45 Brian.
Take the Korean War.
Correct.
Conflict.
I will take, I guess the War on Terror. Is that what we call it? The one that happened under George Bush Jr.?
I will give you the Iraq War.
Iraq. There it is.
I will award you that. I shouldn't because you're dumb, but
That's
I will. All right, so that brings our score to 55. Tom leading Brian at 50. Go ahead, Tom.
I'll try the American Revolution.
Correct. We have 0 strikes so far. Good job, boys. We got 3 possible answers left with a 60 to 50 score. Tom leading.
I will try the war. Let's try with the Spanish-American War.
Incorrect.
Try Operation Desert Storm.
Incorrect.
First Iraq War.
I didn't think that was a war. That's why
Strike one for each of you guys.
I don't think that would be it. That's why I was working through in my brain over here. I guess I'll try the War of 1812.
Correct.
Hmm?
Brian is now at 55, 5 points back of Tom.
The Mexican-American War?
Correct.
Do we have one more left?
There's one left. You guys have 2 strikes each remaining.
Will the winner take it then?
Brian
Is this for all the
can
marbles?
Brian can tie it up.
Okay.
Basically, first one to get it ties or wins.
Let's go with... I'm fresh out of wars right now, I'll be honest. Let's go with the 100 Years' War.
Not American. Strike
I
2.
know, I don't. That's the only one I knew.
We can give it to Brian to first, but can we have the year that it occurred?
I don't have that in front of me.
Okay. Let's try the French and Indian War.
Incorrect. Strike 2 for Tom.
Man, Tom, we're down the barrel here. We did really well on this one, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to pass. I can't do it.
Strike 3 for Brian.
Yeah, concede.
So that, Tom, whether you get this or not, congratulations on the win.
I'll say the Cold War.
No, unfortunately, it was not the Cold War. It was the Philippine-American War. All right, that wraps it up. Congratulations, Tom, on your 65-60 victory. That was a close one.
Nice work.
All right, Tom, you win yourself a little airtime. Do with it what you will.
Okay.
I highly encourage some lighthearted or mean ribbing onto Brian.
All right. And we're going to stick with the America theme.
Oh,
And-
Tom's gonna do
Oh,
some trivia questions.
He's whipped
for
out
us.
some questions. Okay.
Yes. We're going to take turns. And like you guys do, I have a question I'll ask at the beginning, and then we'll ask at the end. And I also have a final question for next time if you want to
Oh, okay.
keep doing the continuation.
Yeah.
So my theory is that Americans like music, movies, and sports.
Correct.
So that's going to be kind of the running theme here. And I tried to hit in your wheelhouses. Each question was written specifically for each person I'm asking.
Oh, good.
So, Corey, we're going to start with you. The song Turn the Page was written by Bob Seger, later performed by Metallica. He wrote that song in which Wisconsin city? Would you like multiple choice?
Yes, please.
Okay. A, Madison. B, Milwaukee. C, Wausau. Or D, Eau Claire. And the fun fact about this song is that the lyric, the same old cliche, is it a woman or a man, was based on a true story. They were on a bus, tour bus, and touring the Midwest. And they had long hair back then, and it was kind of hot on the bus. They would put it up in their hats, and a lot of times they got asked by people, or they hear people muttering, "Is that a woman or a man?"
That's a good fact. I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab and say Eau Claire.
That is correct, right here. Eau Claire, coming from the French, Corey's people,
Yes.
meaning clear water.
Water.
The French were going down the muddy river and came to the confluence where they found less muddy water and said, "Hey, clear water, let's name this place Eau Claire."
Yeah.
And most still it would be several years later. Very good. Okay, question number 2 is for Brian, and I'm going to give you the choice. Would you rather have a Disney movie question or one from the Terminator franchise?
Disney movie,
Disney movie.
100%.
Okay, I figured. Which 1990s Disney movie was disqualified from the adapted screenplay Oscar category due to so many lines being improvised?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Aladdin.
That is correct. I think you touched on that last.
Yes, I did. I said that Robin Williams would improvise so much that after they finished his set, they had over 16 hours of
And the
lines.
fun fact is some people think that Aladdin takes place in the future as opposed to the past, a post-apocalyptic world where all those pop culture references would be known at that time. All right. Corey, this is a historical quote, but it's also college football.
Okay.
College football history. 4 years BCE, or before the Corey era, so about 87, Barry Switzer was the coach of Oklahoma and was studying film on his opponent, Oklahoma State. And their running back was Thurman Thomas, college Hall of Famer, football Hall of Famer. he was really good. But when addressing his team, he said, guys, whatever we do, do not injure Thurman, because they've got a guy returning kicks, their backup running back, and we're not going to be able to tackle him. And his name is blank.
OK State in 87. Did Barry Sanders go to Oklahoma State?
He did.
Okay,
That is the
that's
correct
what
answer.
I thought.
I was going to say Emmitt Smith, but I think that was a little too early for Emmitt.
It's too late
Or too
for
late?
Emmett. Yes.
Too late.
For all you Madden players, if you want to match Sanders' statistics, he rushed for 39 touchdowns in 11 games. So if you want homework, go home and play Madden.
Yeah.
See how long it takes you to get to 39.
A little
I'd accept Tecmo Bowl too.
little fun fact for you. There's only been one team in history to stop Sanders for negative yardage in an entire game with negative 1 yards, and that was December 31st, 1994, I believe it was. And that was the great Green Bay Packers.
You remember because you were there. All right.
Yeah.
This one goes for Brian. It's another movie question. In the movie Captain Marvel, Stan Lee has a cameo, spoiler alert, in which he is reading a script for another movie that he would go on to cameo in later that year. What movie was he reading the script from? And that movie takes place in mid-90s, 94, 95.
He's reading a script for a movie that would take place in 95?
The movie came out in 95, and he's practicing his script.
I'm going to go with The Incredible Hulk.
The answer is Mallrats. Kevin Smith.
That's a really good one.
I was going to say, I definitely don't think he's in The Incredible Hulk, but...
Kind of a sad fun fact, he was so ill at the time that he couldn't muster his usual gusto in delivering that line, so they used the dialogue from the movie Mallrats in Captain Marvel.
That's sad, but interesting.
All right. And he has spent his last 6 months in front of green screens, so he could be at cameos and posthumous movies. I look forward to that. Okay, Corey, we got a baseball one for you.
All right.
The Dodgers baseball team is named for people who were dodging what? A, the draft. B, Los Angeles traffic. C, dodgeballs from a nearby gym. Or D, trolley cars.
Trolley cars.
That's correct.
Yeah, because it was Brooklyn.
Original Brooklyn days.
Yep.
And the question for both of you can work on and think about. Which baseball team was named because their original owner was known for stealing players from other teams? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the Yankees.
No,
He
yeah.
yanked them and offer them huge contracts
Yeah.
that no one else could possibly match.
All right. Yeah, we'll mull that one over and have an
Okay.
answer for you on the next
Yeah.
episode. So
Good deal.
stay tuned for that one.
All right. Okay, Brian, this is your last one. True or false? I'll make it easy for you. The terms horseradish and horseplay come from the same root. Pun intended.
I'm going to say false.
It is actually true. Back in the 1600s, the adjective horse meant strong or with vigor. So horseplay meant rough play. Didn't mean anything like a horse like I thought it did. And horseradish has that kick.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. I didn't know that
There
one.
you
That's a
go.
good one, Tom.
It's a good one,
Thank you.
Tom.
All right, and then we'll get to the tiebreaker in a second, but I got one more for next time, too.
Are we tied? I didn't even realize. I thought I was
Pretty sure
doing
it's
really
tied.
bad.
I've been keeping track. Which two hockey teams gained their name from the Civil War?
Sorry, one more time.
Which two hockey teams get their names from the Civil War? And your hints are, just because the Civil War was a long time ago doesn't mean it's an old team. And just because the Civil War was an American event doesn't mean the team couldn't exist in Canada. So you guys can think about that too. But your tiebreaker question is this. Chili Davis is a former baseball player, got a World Series ring with the Twins, and played with the Yankees as well. He currently ranks 95th on the all-time home run list. With how many home runs did Chili Davis hit? You guys each think of a number. I'll see what I can come up with. Or his closest wins.
I'm going to go ahead and say 361.
Brian?
I'm gonna go with